Hi guys, so today I'm talking about the difference between a life that is flourishing and a life that is barely functional. So many of us are going about our days at a functional level, and one of the reasons is that we almost assume that that's the way life is meant to be and we're just tolerating it, we're accepting it. Now, one of the reasons we do this is because of our self-limiting beliefs. Self-limiting beliefs are constructs that are created throughout our childhood when we are criticized, and we internalize these criticisms and they become over time our self-talk, and they literally dictate to us what we're capable of. Now, whilst they can be very convincing, they're not always rational, and it's so important that we bring them into awareness and challenge them, because oftentimes, as I said, we've been given a message by a parent or a carer that was suffering themselves, and they may have just projected their own criticisms of themselves onto us. So, as I said, it's important to be very aware of the messages that we are giving ourselves on a daily basis. Another reason that we tolerate things is because we have low self-worth. We genuinely don't believe that we deserve any better, And again, this is about creating self-acceptance and self-awareness. And I'm not saying that you have to fall in love with yourself and be mad about yourself on a daily basis. I'm just saying that you need to look at yourself as somebody who deserves good in life, who deserves to be content, who deserves peace of mind, who deserves fulfillment and satisfaction. And I mean, these aren't big asks, these are basic human rights. So it's such a lovely thing that you should consider yourself worthy of them. And that sometimes takes a lot of work, because oftentimes, as I said, we're given these powerful messages in our childhood that we are inadequate, that we are not good enough. And it can take a lot of undoing to get yourself to a place where you recognize yourself as being more than enough. One of the third reasons then is a lot of us are struggling with unprocessed emotional trauma in one shape or form or the other. We oftentimes experience this in our childhood or in our adult life. We suffer, we don't deal with the emotions at the time, we repress them, and as a result, they kind of just tumble around inside of us, holding us back and keeping us stuck. So it's so important that we get in touch with any trauma that we experienced and resolve it, process it, release it, and transcend it, because otherwise it'll hold us back forever. I mean, ultimately, it's so true what they say, that the wound may not have been your fault, but the healing is your responsibility. And in order to get yourself to a great life, in order to get yourself the peace of mind, the fulfillment, the purpose-filled life and relationships that you desire, you need to acknowledge all the areas in which you may be holding yourself back, in which you may in fact be self-sabotaging, because oftentimes we create kind of all of these obstacles for ourselves and convince ourselves that it's the world that is to blame or it's other people that is to blame, but ultimately we are the ones responsible for ourselves. And if we want our lives to look different, we have to be different. We have to change how we think. We have to challenge how we think. We have to challenge our strong emotions and sit with them and process them fully, rather than letting them consume us completely. We have to look at our attitude towards life. We have to look at all of our behaviors. I mean, they need to be aligned with the life that we desire. There's no point sitting on the couch all weekend and, kind of eating shit food and never going anywhere, or never challenging your brain to learn anything and just being stuck in your phone and then complaining that your life is just mediocre. So it's about kind of acknowledging some hard truths as well. If this is something that you'd be interested in learning more about, if you want more from your life, get in touch on my website. It's fundamentals.ie, or get in touch on Instagram, Facebook. I've also recently released a podcast with Neil O'Brien. It's called Touchy and Feely. It's on iTunes and Spotify, so go subscribe, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm continuously posting this sort of content that will tell you how to live a better life. So go check it out, and I'll talk to you again soon.